I'm sure we all can relate to a time when we looked forward to something great that is about to happen. Maybe being expectant to get married, or for the next great tournament that you might engage with, or business deal that needs to come through, or just waiting for your child to come and visit, or for your studies to start. In Ephesians 1 verse 14 in the Passion Translation, Paul writes this. He says, He is given to us like an engagement ring. And he talks there about Jesus. Jesus is given to us. Just think about that thought. He has been given to us. He wants to belong to us, and now he belongs to us because he's been given to us. And he's been given to us like an engagement ring. An engagement ring is the promise of something greater that is about to happen. Getting married. Isn't it a wonderful picture to think that we can carry him like an engagement ring? He is with us. A young bride-to-be, when she wears that engagement ring, there's a kind of an excitement when she touches it or looks at it. And, kind of exhilaration that she might experience just knowing that this, referring to the engagement ring, is the promise of something greater. And that is who Jesus is for us, a promise of something greater. Because he has been given to us like an engagement ring, as the first installment of what's coming. We do have a hope in God. We do have a hope in Christ. I know with the current situation in the world, where everything is locked down and everything is in a different pace and rhythm, it's as if we've come to a place where we don't want to hope, because the future is in many ways very uncertain. We are unsure of our next steps and what we need to do, and if we do it, is it the right step, and should we do it? You and I, we have a hope that goes beyond what this world can offer. We have Christ. He has been given to us like an engagement ring. And that's kind of a first installment that God has given to us. He is our hope promise of a future inheritance which seals us until we have all of redemption's promises and experience complete freedom, all for the supreme glory and honor of God. This life in Christ that you and I can enjoy is a hope promise. In other words, it's a promise of a hope. And hope always refers to the future, that we can look forward to something great. I do believe that Christ is already present with us here now. He lives in me, he lives in you. If you are born again, your spirit has been renewed, regenerated. Your spirit has been replaced. Your old spirit of your old nature has been replaced with Christ himself, his spirit. And that makes him to be very present in our lives. But in him, because he is eternal, and there's no beginning, no end in him, we can also have a hope that goes beyond this world. I can remember a time when there was an American lady, American missionary that stayed over in our house, a stopover from Mozambique back to Canada. And her daughter stayed in New York, and this was the time during the 9/11. And she spoke to her daughter over the phone that night, and I could hear her speaking, encouraging her daughter to tell her. And her daughter's name was Becky, and she said, Becky, you have to have a hope that goes beyond this world. You have to have a hope that goes beyond this world. And now, as we read this verse, we can become excited, and we can become, hoping again in a future that God has already planned for you and me. And that future is Christ himself, life in him. to live in Him, to walk in Him, to breathe in Him, to dance in Him, to think in Him, to relate with other people in Him. That is the greatest life you and I can ever live, to know that we are in Christ as much as He is in us. And this is our hope. Him, Christ, is the hope of our glory. And it's a hope that stretches way beyond what this world can offer you and I. This world has got nothing that it can offer you and I that can truly satisfy and fulfill all our needs. And we can gladly grab back to what David wrote in Psalm 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In other words, I will have no need that God can't meet. He has met all our needs through Jesus Christ. Be of good cheer. There's a hope for you. There's a future for you. God has planned this future for you in Jesus Christ. That as long as you walk in Him and as long as you relate to Him and have deep intimacy with Him, you will experience this hope that He has ordained for you and I. This hope that He has given us like an engagement ring. Be excited again about what lies ahead. Because when you are in Him, what lies ahead is a future hope that stretches way beyond this world.